ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे तु जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतिर्यस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनम्। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। नमः श्रीतुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om, salutations to everyone. Welcome to this camp, Sankat Mochan, Hanuman Ashtakam camp. How many of you are new to Chinmaya mission? Anyone? Very good. Welcome. How many of you have come to Chinmaya Vibhooti here for the first time? Very good. So this is our vision center. Krishna will tell you more about it. Beautiful place. And we do regular camps here. As Shruti ji said, this is our monsoon retreat. And this time the theme is on Hanumanji. So, Gurudev is to define life. Life is a series of experiences. One by one experiences come, and those experiences, the quality of those experiences determines how our life is. And he also used to say that in this life of ours, problems and challenges are supplied to us free of cost. We don't have to wait for them. They come unasked, free of cost, one by one. And so, how do we face these challenges, these problems which keep coming? Can there be life without any problem at all? Pakka. Problem-free life. Ever? We know this, but many times our mind thinks that when all my problems are over, then I will be happy. Problems can be, when they come, each one's life, there are some of the other challenges, some of the other problems which are there. How do we face them is very important. Sometimes we escape from the problem. We don't want to face it. We want to run away from it. Sometimes we crib, complain, resist. Why this has happened to me? I don't like this. This should not have happened. What wrong have I done? One goes through that. Sometimes one dumps the problem on somebody else. You deal with it. I don't want to handle it. Dump it on someone else. So escapism, dealing with it, dumping it on somebody else, cribbing about it, complaining about it, trying to pretend that there is no problem. There's a simple anecdote, that there was a pigeon, and that pigeon had closed its eyes. And why it had closed the eyes? Because there is a cat. And the pigeon is thinking that if I close my eyes, the cat will go away. She has stopped seeing the cat, but the cat is there and the cat is still going to attack the pigeon. So sometimes we pretend as though there is no problem. In relationships, in our work, in personal life, in spiritual life, anywhere. When problems come, how does one face and overcome them? That is a very important aspect, and that is what is today we call it as resilience. How does one bounce back? How does one overcome these challenges? What is that mental capacity to handle it? And so challenges and problems will come, they will always remain. Many times we equate sorrow with that. That problems cause us sorrow. So if problems cause us sorrow and problems don't end, then what does not end? Sorrow does not end. That means my life, I won't be happy. Or it will be like that. Gurudev used to say, like a chutney it will be there. Main course of life is sorrow. Now and then, like a chutney, like a pickle, we keep having happiness, some temporary pleasure. Sankat Mochan means what? How to be free from problems. But problems are not going to be over. So how will we become ever free from problems? Problems will keep coming one after the other. Then why has Tulsidas ji written this? Sankat Mochan. Swamiji, we will keep having problems, but Bhagwan will make us free from all problems. So he wrote this, that we pray to Bhagwan that you remove all problems from our life. So initially the seeker's prayer is what? Oh Bhagwan, please remove this problem from my life. Please remove that problem from my life. If this goes, I will offer you this many coconuts or this many laddus or whatever, some. Interesting is that is what, if you go and give a coconut in bribe to somebody, will they accept? But we want big things from Bhagwan, but what will we offer finally? One coconut. So one thinks that by giving something, by tempting the Lord, by saying, Bhagwan, do this, I will give you this, problems will go away. It will not happen like that. So how do we handle the problems that come in our life? What does Sankat Mochan do? So if you think of Hanumanji, now just a small exercise, okay? When I say the word Hanuman, you have to tell me what is the picture that comes in your mind. Picture. What picture comes? इतना सोचना पड़ रहा है आपको. Balshali is a concept. Picture. Okay, so some of you saying carrying Sanjeevani. Then somebody saying folding the hands. Then holding a gada. Tall, magnificent, well built. Meditation, praying to Lord Ram. So, airborne, flying. He is the first superhero actually. Before any Superman and Iron Man and this man, that man, was Hanuman. So, this is the picture that comes to your mind. Now, one word that comes to your mind associated with Hanumanji. Surrender, strength, selfless, devotion, quick, dispassionate, vairagi, sevak, chiranjeevi, devotion, Mahavir. See, so many beautiful qualities now, Hanumanji. If we have to summarize all these qualities as well as the form in one word, what will that one word be? 2 words हो गया. Param Guru. Okay. There can be many one words which can describe this, but something else, something which combines all this. Sarva Guna Sampanna, Sanskrit word, correct. Vikrama. Vikrama is one who does special actions. In my mind, one word that summarizes all is strength. He is an embodiment of strength at all levels. Physically absolutely strong. Has done unimaginable things. which regularly human beings even can't even think of. Even Vanaras can't do. Emotionally very strong, intellectually very sharp, spiritually. So everything, if you see in Hanumanji's life, he is a complete embodiment of Shakti, of strength. And to deal with problems, what we need to invoke is the inner strength. Otherwise, when we say why we have problems, we blame. My problem is who? My spouse, Swamiji, is my problem. My mother-in-law is my problem. Government is the problem. That boss is the problem. This particular friend is a problem. This one goes on, situation, circumstance. Anything can be a problem. But the main cause of all problems is what? A certain attitude in the mind only. Yes, there are external challenges, there is no doubt. There are difficult people, no doubt. There are financial challenges, no doubt. There are difficulties, there is no doubt about that. Externally, there is some contribution where we feel that this is very tough to handle. But how psychology says, now when there is a challenge, then what are the three responses? Fight, fright, or flight. These three things. And there's a fourth one. Freeze. Fight, flight, and freeze. If I feel I am strong enough, I am up to it, I will fight. If I feel, no, that is more powerful, and I have fright, and out of fright I take flight, run, escape, avoid, ignore. Or the problem is so overwhelming, for a moment I am as though frozen, I don't know what to do, why this has happened. Each one depicts what? One type of a mindset. That okay, this is, if the mind is strong, one will deal with it. If the mind is weak, one will feel, no, I can't handle it. If the mind is absolutely weak, one gives up also. So, all these depend on our mind. Hanumanji is the symbol of that strength. Do you think Hanumanji had problems or not? Did he have problems? Did he overcome them? Were his problems like our problems, or he had extraordinary problems? Regular problems that you and I have, there only we collapse. His problems were extraordinary. He doesn't know who is Sita ji. There is no photograph available. He can't go and ask Sita ko dekhiye kahin pe in the Lanka. He has to find Sita ji as a spy, as a Doot of Bhagwan, but in a secret way he has to go. He should not be found by anybody. He doesn't know, and he has to cross an ocean and go. Like that, you see so many problems. Lakshmanji's life has to be saved. Sanjeevani has to be got from the Himalayas. To cross the ocean, he has to go, facing so many obstacles that come on the way. So extraordinary problems he also had. Did he ever say that I am devotee of Bhagwan, and even though I am devotee of Bhagwan, why problems are coming to me? Some people say that. What is the use of taking Ram Nam? I am also having problem. Or that person also is having problem. Then why should I take Ram Nam? It's like saying, what is the use of doing exercise? I am also falling sick. Fellow is not doing exercise, he is also falling sick. What is the use? Arey, if you do exercise, what will happen? You have strength, your immunity is stronger, you will recover faster, you will bounce back, all that. Did Prahlad ji ever say that what is the use of taking Bhagwan's name when my own father is trying to kill me? Did he go and file a case in the UN saying I'm a victim of child abuse, domestic violence in my own house, my own parent is trying to kill me, I need protection, security from the whatever, the police? Nothing. Did he say that I have lost all faith in Bhagwan? If Bhagwan was there, I would have been blessed with a good father, but this father of mine, what a pathetic father he is. There is no God anymore. I lost faith in God. He didn't say all that. What does a devotee do when problems come? They invoke the inner strength, they deal with it, and from where that inner strength comes, that is the thing that we have to figure out. But that inner strength is most important to face a problem. A problem can go only when we face it. A problem can't go by avoiding it, simply cribbing about it, trying to escape from it, dump it on somebody. It will not work. I have to face it. I have to deal with it. And to face it, the right attitude when we have, we will be able to overcome it. And so that mindset is very important, that I can face I have the strength to face. Even physically, every moment there are so many bacteria, viruses, so many things all around us. Are we healthy or not still? Why? Because there is an immunity which is there in the body which is fighting it out. If that is not there, what is it called? Autoimmune disease. So then there is a challenge. So strength is very important at any level to face life, challenges, difficulties, everything. And so the greater the problems come, greater is the need for the strength, greater is the need for spiritual anchoring. Because that is where the strength actually comes from. Problems can be handled in two ways. One is I want relief from problem, one I want cure from the problem. So relief methods can be some, and sometimes one does, some stress is there, anxiety, tension, all that. So what will one do for relief? Go to some spa, enjoy, relax, travel somewhere, go for vacation. So many things one can do. Watch some movie. For some time the mind will become free from some challenges, and then the mind is able to relax and enjoy, and maybe after that one again relooks at the issue, and then possibly one can get little more clarity of how to handle it. But if the root cause of that is not handled, then what happens? That whole thing again repeats in some or the other form. If not in the same form, some other form, the same thing will repeat again. So a spiritual seeker wants a cure, not only a relief. And so one goes into the root cause of the issue. So any problem, there is a certain external factor to it, and there is my response to it. The two aspects. In that internal aspect of it is the strength part. And that's why anchoring in spiritual knowledge is so important. When people say that I don't need to study so much, I don't need to do reflection, I don't need to do too much sadhana, I just believe in do good and be good. Do good and be good. Why do I need to follow so many things in spirituality? Is there any flaw in this argument? Just do good and be good. Now what is why come to a Sankat, Mochan, Hanuman, Ashtakam camp? Just be good, do good. Don't hurt anybody. Live with good values. हो गया ना काम? Okay, no, I will deal with it. Problem may not go, agreed. But why do I need spirituality and invoke that strength and this and that? Just be good and do good. That's the argument. सत्संग के लिए क्यों आना है? If you have called somebody for this camp, saying कि चलो let's go for a camp, अरे तुम जाओ, तुम ये सब करो, I just believe in do good, be good, बस मुझे इसकी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Some people will be like that. So that inner strength can come from my goodness, no then. Oh. At the time of crisis, we forget everything else possible. Healing. So healing can happen through, if somebody is kind to me, loving to me, listening to me. I have a problem, I want to share. I go and express, and they are compassionate, they are listening to me, they help me out. So that is also one way, Why do I need spirituality?
What about not coming out of problems or issues that you had in the past, which is really traumatic? If you have to get over that, you're not able to do that.
So take the help of a shrink psychiatrist, go there, pour it out. They will give you some methods, psychological tools, psychometric tools, all are available. Now, nowadays, there's so much of this. Mental health is, today there's much more awareness of mental health, people going through mental health challenges, accepting that yes, I have an issue and dropping the stigma of going to a counselor. And so accept and go to them, get the solution. Why spirituality is even required? For what? That is short term. अब वो तो स्पिरिचुअलिटी भी लोग बहुत शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए कर ही रहे हैं ना. So vibrations are different in two places, okay? That I can introspect, no. Why do I need spirituality for it? There because I am not able to reflect properly, so the psychiatrist through the right questioning helps me to figure that out. But spiritual leader is not doing personal counseling. No? Definitely I don't do, Baba. Don't come to me saying I want appointment and then tell me your problems of whoever, whatever. So correct. So in that way, that is indirectly that is happening. So that knowledge can help me to introspect, no doubt. Become a witness to everything. Okay. So that is one possibility which is there. I can become very self-obsessed. I am good. And the self-righteousness can also come. I am better than the other person. I don't need spirituality. That is the third one. Without being spiritual, I am still good. With being spiritual, this fellow is like this. Exactly. Perfect. So I can be conceit. That self-conceit can also come. I may think I am very good, but actually I am not. See, there's nothing wrong by itself with this. It's not that we should not be good and do good. My point is not that.
We might like something, we may not like it the next day. We might be able to indulge something today, but tomorrow we have
So spirituality gives us that big picture and makes us aware of something that is permanent, etc. And in that light of a big picture, many times we understand, okay, this thing, how does it help me to achieve that big picture? When we don't know that full picture, then we are obsessed with the issue and then we keep questioning why this, why this, why this. So yes, the big picture can come to us. Somebody else has raised the hand. Yeah, last two. To know who really I am. That's the crux actually if you come to it. Be good and do good is at only one level, which is important to know, no doubt, to be good and do good. But can I really do good and be good retaining my ego? What prevents me from being good at any other time? Somewhere my ego plays a role and then makes me compromise, makes me hurt others, makes me selfish, makes me even do things which are unrighteous. Because ego is a very tricky thing. We don't recognize easily. Spiritual life helps us to become aware that are you even that? You are something else. So the source of the problem is I don't know who am I. The root cause of all problems is I don't know who am I. Then I think I am Mr. So-and-so, this particular entity. And now, based on my likes and dislikes, I want happiness from the world outside. So spirituality will go into the root cause. Make us aware, make us introspect, take responsibility for our life, which in some small measure others can also help us to do. But this root cause, we need spiritual knowledge for it. When I understand ego is the main cause of all my sorrows and challenges, somewhere it is connected to my ego. Then surrender of the ego is what again spirituality teaches us. How was Prahlad ji able to handle all the difficulties? Because the ego is surrendered. How was Arjun able to handle the war? He has to kill his own people. Ego is surrendered. How was Hanuman ji able to achieve impossible feats? Ego is surrendered. And you know the full form of ego? One acronym of ego is edging goodness out. So retaining the ego to be good has serious limitations, because somewhere when that ego is so strong in us, I can't be good. Ego only will prevent me from being good. And that's why if I have to really be good, I need spiritual knowledge to drop that ego, surrender that ego. And when that ego is surrendered, I can face the challenges of life without feeling bogged down by it, victimized by it. Otherwise, we keep on victimizing ourselves. That's where devotion comes into play. Correct. So abhyas is important, practice is important, and the altar of surrender is important. That's what we will see in Hanumanji's life. He has surrendered himself to Bhagwan Ram. The greatest strength manifests from surrender only. Surrender does not make us weak. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is the highest expression of my free will, and surrender is the highest cause, the greatest cause of my strength is surrender. If ego has been surrendered, that person will be very strong. Any challenge one can face, because ego only is not there. With ego being there, even the smallest of challenges becomes a big problem. With ego not being there, biggest of problems is only a situation to be dealt with. We'll handle it. You see how Gurudev lived. Any great master for that matter. Mirabai is given poison. Vishka pyala rana bheja. She drank. Why? Because she has complete surrender and faith in Krishna. She is not questioning that what is this? Why are my own family members trying to poison me and all that? No questions. Vidyaranya Swami established the entire empire, inspired Hakka and Bukka to establish the empire, fight against the Malik Kafur and all those invaders who came, protected the south from the invasions for 200 years. How? Because no ego, doesn't want anything for oneself, has dedicated for a higher purpose. So if there is a higher purpose in my life and I practice on a daily basis, which is why sadhana is important, whether it is puja, japa, bhajan, tapa, vrata, upvas, whatever I do. On a regular basis when I do, I am connecting every single day to my altar of surrender. And through the day I live in the attitude that this is all dedicated to Bhagwan. That Karma Yoga attitude is the most practical way to live, surrendering the ego while doing action. Chanakya established the entire Maurya empire. Why did he do that? Did he want anything out of that? He saw that Alexander, etc. are coming and our country needs to fight these invaders, and Dhananand was the most powerful king at that point in time. He did not listen to Chanakya and he insulted him, threw him out. And Dhananand could have actually gathered all the allies and he could have fought and prevented Alexander even from coming into the country. But he didn't do. He was so rude and selfish, stuck in his ego. Chandragupta was established on the throne by Chanakya, did so much to unite the forces, ensure that the invaders don't come in, rule of Mauryas is established, and then when he finished all that, he secured the position of Chanakya also, Chandragupta also, finally retired into a forest. Did not want anything for himself. But the whole thing is dedicated to country. He is one of the first people who spoke about Ek Bharat, uniting the whole, because there is all Ganatantra. Each of them are individual kings. As a cultural identity, Bharat was there, but like today we have India and then you have states. Like that, there were various kingdoms, because some people think that because there were various kingdoms, there was no country called Bharat. And of course, Bharat as a country has existed always. And before the word Bharat came, the country was called, anybody knows? What was the name of our country before Bharat? Aryavart is a general expression to say it is a land of gentlemen. The word Arya means gentleman. Who is the king behind whom the country is named Bharat? Which is that king Bharat? Who is that king Bharat?
Ancestors of the Guru dynasty.
That is correct. But whose son is Bharat? Vishwamitra and Shakuntala kaise? No doubt Shakuntala and Dushyant, their son's name was Bharat, but the country is not named after that son. It is not Dasharath's son Bharat. Dikshit. Who is Dikshit? The father of Bharat is Dikshit. वो कौन है? Ganga. Anyway, I'm going to leave that as a homework. You do some research, find out and tell me in the next class. We should know now behind whom our country is named Bharat. What was the name of Bharat before this? What was the name of the country before the name Bharat? My point is Chandragupta, Chanakya, all these people. I'm giving that example specifically because it's not some big spiritual leader alone. Even a person who was deep into politics had clear selfless intention, wanted nothing for himself, wanted the country to be ruled by righteous kings, did not want anything for himself. So it is possible to surrender the ego, and that's why spiritual knowledge is so important, to be able to take charge of life, to be able to understand, okay, my challenges are because of my mind, external situations are maybe 5%, 10%, 90% is my mind. And so I can work on myself. And that is the way, if one works, then such individuals constitute a happy family, happy community, happy country and a happy world. The attention will come back on, I have to work on myself. So in Vedanta it is said, what are the three main challenges of our mind? See, each one's mindset can have different challenges. In general, the challenges are given out are three: Mala, Vikshepa and Avarana. Mala means 6 impurities. They are also called Shad Ripus, Shad Vikar. Kama means selfishness or lust. Krodha means anger. Lobha, greed. Moha, delusion. Mada, intoxication. And Matsarya, jealousy. 6 impurities of the mind. They are called impurities, they are called vikars, they are called enemies. So, should we encourage them or should we overcome them? But in the world, what happens? Ulta only happens, no? Greed is good. If you don't have greed, how will you progress? Anger is required. Without anger, you will be treated as a doormat. Jealousy is good. If you don't have comparison and jealousy, you will not achieve anything in life. Like that, lust is good, greed is good, anger is good, it goes on. And so when I keep justifying that, can I really be good? I can't be really good actually. If I am harboring selfishness, lust, jealousy, anger, on surface I may say I am a good person and nice person. But deep down, if this is there, impurities are there, how will I be really good? How many parents are insulted by their own children. Some of the parents have been even dumped by the children, and some of the parents have even been killed by children or no. So many kings have been killed by their own children. Why? Because there's impurity in the mind. So if one says just be good and do good, on the surface it appears to be good and do good. But if mala and vikars are there, one can't be really good. Spirituality at least tells us that come to introspect. I have these 6 vikars? What is the intensity? How to overcome these? Because when these are there, then I am weak. Why do I not have strength to face the challenges? Because there is a deficiency in the mind of the positive, because these are all the negatives which sap away my strength. So the natural state of the mind, which is detachment, is not there because karma is there. Mind's natural state is detachment. Mind's natural state is happiness. Mind's natural state is peace. Swamiji, it is not like that. There's some theory you are saying. If mind's natural state was not peace, then we would love to be in disturbance, no? Because that will become our natural state. But do we love disturbance or do we love happiness and peace? If peace was not the natural state of mind, in deep sleep we would not be peaceful. When mind is quiet, we would not be happy. Even the most angry person can be angry for how long? Few minutes, few hours, few days. But that anger intensity will keep reducing or not? And even that person will say, no, at some point will drop that to become peaceful and happy for some time at least. So if one analyzes these 6 impurities and how to overcome them, psychology can help, no doubt. Psychiatrists can help through some medication, etc. That can help, and there's nothing wrong in taking any of that help. But if we go into the depth of it, beyond a point, we need to introspect, analyze, learn how to overcome it. And does anybody teach us that? In the school, do they teach how to overcome anger? Teacher only may get angry, saying, don't get angry. I'm telling you, stop. They don't teach us how to forgive, how to be compassionate, how to be kind. They can tell in a moral science class, be kind, be good, do good. Beyond that, nothing more. Then one comes to spiritual life, then one understands that my life, I am only responsible. So lift your hand. अरे कितना टाइम लगा रहे हो लिफ्ट करने में? You are thinking कि पता नहीं ये trick question है कुछ. अरे just lift your hand, simple. So there are 2 types of people. One type of person is a victim, okay, who bend these 3 fingers. The victim will only blame. You are responsible, this government, that company, this boss, this is, one goes on blaming. And Gurudev used to say what? That in India we have one excuse which nobody else has, that why are you unhappy? The Shani is not in the right position. So right from Shani onwards to my neighbor, every fellow is responsible and I keep blaming you. Why you are not happy? Because of these people, Swamiji. This is like shooting now. Shoot. All these people. Now if I do that, then what happens? I don't take responsibility. They are responsible. Until they change, I can't be happy. Now the onus is on everybody. Now my life is controlled by them. So victim will always keep crying that people are doing this to me, they don't love me, they don't care for me, they are like this, they are like that. Keep on crying. This is the victim mindset. उठाओ वापस, रख दिया नीचे, मैंने रखने को नहीं बोला. But what does a spiritual seeker do? This is the finger. What does this finger represent? This finger represents ego. Ego. So if you bend this finger also, then what you get? The thumb. You say, I am responsible, so I take charge. I am a victor. This is victim, this is victor. We have a choice, victim or victor. The difference between victim and victor is this ego. If this ego is surrendered, I say my life is my responsibility. And then what do you get? Success. You can get success or you can show thenga to people also. Saying that you can't control my life. No matter what you do, I am not getting disturbed. If I am getting disturbed, it is because of whom? Me. So I have to introspect and figure out somewhere I have some attachment, some insistence. That is only causing me my sorrow. So when we come to spirituality, we start understanding. Ab haath niche kar sakte ho. Every time we blame somebody, what we should remember? It is up to me, not them. And so one more exercise you can do is draw one round here, fill up that circle. And every time you say it's up to me, remember this is Purnatvam. This is completeness, that round. This thumb actually symbolizes by itself anyway. Thumb symbolizes the absolute truth, supreme reality. In Jnana Mudra, that's what we indicate. These three are the fingers of body, mind and intellect. They represent our BMI. And they have to be together. Right now our BMI is not together. There is disintegration. Physically we are in one place, emotions are somewhere, thoughts are somewhere else. So that disintegration. So first we bring these three together. Then you detach this ego from here. And how to surrender the ego? This is the symbol of Bhagavan or Purnatvam. Without the thumb, very difficult to grasp anything. No? So this symbol of Bhagavan. So surrender the ego to the Lord. And what will happen? This symbolizes Purnata. Our nature is completeness, happiness, peace, detachment, all this. So that's why it's called Jnana Mudra. And through this Jnana Mudra, Dakshinamurti Bhagavan taught the highest knowledge to Sanat Kumars. If we remember this much, that my nature is Purnatvam. So every time one sees the thumb, one remembers my nature is Purnata. I am of the nature of peace, happiness, detachment. I don't have to blame anybody. Let me look within and figure out where am I attached. Yes, there are some things outside also. We are not saying that nothing outside is responsible. But first I introspect, and which is why spiritual knowledge is so important. So Mala is the first impurity, first challenge in our mind. Is an obstacle. Second is called Vikshepa, wandering of the mind. Just wanders. Sometimes it wanders aimlessly, just wandering. Or sometimes it will keep going to certain things that it is fixated with. Tomorrow morning we will have meditation. That time we will understand whether meditation happens or meditation happens. Mind goes mad, running here and there. And now in this season, तो definitely. पता नहीं ये साधु लोगों को क्या हो जाता है, खुद सोते नहीं, हमको सोने देते नहीं, सुबह सुबह उठा दिया 6 बजे, अब चाय पियो, मेडिटेशन करो, सो गए. Our mind will start wandering otherwise. So, Vikshepa, steadiness is not there. Impurities of the mind are there. And none of this we are taught in the school, in education, where one should learn how to overcome the impurities, one should learn how to focus. Everybody asks children, they must have great memory, concentration, this, that. But how much, I don't know if it happens now, but in our time, so in schools, they did not have any exercises to teach concentration, nor a workshop on concentration, nor how to improve memory, kuch nahi. We are just expected to memorize by ourselves only. I don't know, today do they do in schools? There are a lot of memory enhancing techniques available. Like a simple thing, for a long time till I came to Vedanta and started studying, understanding, I had no idea that pictographic memory is a very powerful method. But that was the method I am used to it. So I will always remember, okay, this question has 7 points, 4 points are on this page, 3 points are on that page. One remembers like that. Or make some acronyms, make some associations, all that somehow we learn by ourselves and we keep remembering. But now there are all enough proper techniques available to enhance memory, to improve concentration, all that. So Mala, Vikshepa, these are all challenges of the mind which when we don't overcome these, then we feel weak. We have deficiency at the body level, no? Vitamin D deficiency, B12 deficiency, whatever, so many deficiency, vitamin C deficiency, all the deficiencies. So our mind has all these deficiencies, so many. deficiency of concentration, vitamin C deficiency. Like that you can make vitamin A deficiency, so alertness deficiency is there. Vitamin B deficiency, balance deficiency is there. Vitamin L deficiency, love deficiency is there. All deficiencies are there. Why? Because these are the things which are sapping away, the 6 impurities, wandering of the mind, mala and vikshepa. Then the deepest one is avarana, that is called veiling. I don't know who am I only. I think I am the BMI, I am the body, mind, intellect. I only know some adjectives about myself. I don't know actually who am I. Forget mind, nature as pure consciousness. Who am I? I don't know. Even as a person, many times I don't know who am I. What are my preferences, likes, dislikes? What am I made for? What career should I choose? What suits me, what doesn't suit me. Many times one doesn't know. Some superficial level one knows a few things. So the mind is such a restless monkey. Gurudev used to define mind. What is mind? Mind is a monkey riding on the donkey of the body in the circus of life. That is our mind. And what do the scriptures say? It is not an ordinary monkey. It's a monkey which is fed with the alcohol of desires, bit by the scorpion of jealousy, and completely overcome by the ghost of comparison. Such a restless monkey is our mind. And who is Hanumanji? He is also a monkey. But he is a monkey who has mastered his mind. And so we call him as a monk with the key. He is not a monkey. Who is he? Monk with the key. And what is the key that he has? The key to overcome all these. Mala, vikshepa, avarana. When these 3 are overcome, the key of strength is Hanumanji, with Hanumanji. We will unlock inner strength. Infinite strength in each of us is there. Just we don't know how to invoke it. And finally, when we invoke that strength, face the challenges of life, overcome them. What is the purpose why I should live whole life here? Come to realize my nature is supreme happiness. Because we want happiness in and through whatever we are doing. We want to be happy. We want to be happy at all times. We want to be free from sorrow. So the key of Paramananda is with Hanumanji. No matter what I do in the world outside, I will not get happiness, permanent happiness from there. I may get pleasure, I may get some joy, I may get some emotional satisfaction, which has its own place. But true happiness, or what we call bliss, permanent happiness, that is not available out there. That is our true nature actually. If these 3 are overcome, we will realize our nature is happiness. Right now, even though it is our nature, these 3 are blocking it. Mala, vikshepa and avarana. These have to be removed. So one is to handle one by one some problems that come in life. Other is to handle the cause of it, which is in our mind. Some attachment, some resistance, some insistence, all that. And the third is to go deeper into the main cause of all problems. Is these 3 only. Mala, vikshepa and avarana. So this Sankat Mochan Hanuman Ashtakam, Tulsidas ji wrote, it is a prayer to Hanumanji that you have removed the sorrows of so many people. Please give me the strength to overcome my sorrows. So as I said, in the beginning, the seeker prays, saying that Bhagwan, please remove all the problems. But as one goes deeper in sadhana, then one prays saying, Bhagwan, bless me with strength to face my problems and overcome them. Still deeper if one goes, one prays to Bhagwan that Bhagwan, the root cause of all sorrows is my ahankar. Help me to just surrender that. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this philosopher. He's a French philosopher, no? Jean-Paul something. But I don't know how they pronounce. Jean-Paul saw something like that they will say. So he said a very nice statement. He said, you don't have a problem. You are the problem. Simple statement, but that's a fact. We keep saying, I have a problem, I have a problem. At one level, yes, I have a problem. But at deepest level, I only am the problem. This ego only is the problem. Now please remember, this statement is for us, okay? If somebody comes to you, don't tell them, you don't have a problem, you only are the problem. That person will misunderstand. Saying, I went to get some relief and this fellow is telling me I am only the problem. I am the problem meaning my ego is a problem. My insistence is the problem. I don't know who am I. That is the deep cause of the problem. So Sankat Mochan Hanuman Ashtakam is a journey towards dropping of the ego. There are 8 verses. Tulsidas ji wrote this composition. And Hanuman, so one thing we understood about Sankat. Sankat is a problem. Second, we understood about Mochan, how to be free. Mochan means to be free, mukti. Much means to drop. Muchyate means to drop. And so here it means to be free. So we can't be free from problems, that also we saw. But we can be free from sorrows. We can be free from all the things that make us weak. And when we become free from that, we will also become free from the problem mindset. Problem may keep coming, but the mindset is handled, then we are freed from it. And we will become free from it once and for all. How? When we come to realize our true nature as Brahman, as infinite consciousness, as supreme happiness. So Sankat Mochan, then Hanuman. So who is Hanumanji? That we will see anyway. He is the son of Anjani Mata, Pavan Putra, Shankar Suvana, all that, So one aspect is we know about him as a person who is Bhagwan Ramji's Bhakta. But as we saw, Hanumanji is an embodiment of tremendous strength. And he is one of the rarest, not one of the rarest, the only person in my understanding, who is worshipped as Bhagwan also and revered as a Bhakta also. He is one of the greatest Bhaktas of Bhagwan Ram, as well as he is Bhagwan himself. See, Prahlad ji, etc., we don't revere them as Bhagwan. They are great Bhaktas, no doubt. Narsi Mehta, Mirabai, Anandmayima. We may revere them as even Jivan Muktas. Hanumanji is revered as Bhagwan only. Generally, Bhakta will sing the glory of Bhagwan, right? In Uttarkand, in Valmiki Ramayana, Bhagwanji is singing the glory of Hanumanji. Just think, Bhagwan is singing glory of Hanumanji. What does he say there? So beautiful. Atulam balam etadvai valino ravanasya cha natvetabhyam hanumata samam tvitimatir mama. Two most powerful people at that time were Vali and Ravan. Atulam balam etadvai valino ravanasya cha. That Atulam, incomparable, is the bala, is the strength and the power of these two people, Vali and Ravan. In them also, who is more powerful? Vali or Ravan? How many for Vali? How many for Ravan? Majority is undecided. You can't be like that. You have to only choose. There is no nota option available. You have only 2 options. Vali or Ravan? Bolo wapas. Revote. Vali. And Ravan? Okay. No doubt Ravan was powerful. But Vali had defeated Ravan and held him in his armpit. And in some versions of Ramayana, it said he had hung him as a toy in the cradle of Angad. Ravan was like that, He no doubt very, very powerful. But Vali was the most powerful person at that point in time. And Bhagwan Ram killed both of them or not? Vali was killed by Bhagwan Ram. And then Hanumanji, Ravan was killed. That Bhagwan Ram, who killed both these most powerful people of those times, That Lord is saying what? He is saying, Natve tabhyam Hanumata samam. These two are not comparable to Hanumanji's strength. Just the fact was, Hanumanji at that point in time when he was with Sugriv had not realized his powers. He was yet to realize his power. So he was moving around with Sugriv helplessly as Sugriv was running away from Vali. And he's finally stayed in Rishyamukh. So Hanumanji also stayed with him there. But that time he didn't know his power. That's all. But he was the most powerful person. And we saw that he afterwards he went to Lanka. He spoke to Ravan also. Ravan did not give him a seat also, and he sat on his own tail happily. He sat, and Ravan tried to do so many things to him. Nothing. He freed himself from Ravan and came, destroyed the Lanka and came, burnt the whole Lanka. Very powerful person. So Bhagwan himself is saying, Natve tabhyam Hanumata samam tuiti matir mama. He says that in my opinion, even the strength of Vali and Ravan can't be equal to Hanumanji. Then he goes on to explain other beautiful qualities of Hanumanji. Shauryam, Dakshyam, Shauryam, Dakshyam, Balam, Dhairyam, Prajnata, Naya Sadhanam, Vikramascha, Prabhavascha, Hanumati Kutalayaha, Hanumati Kritalayaha. 8 qualities of Hanumanji. First thing that Bhagwan Ram also thinks of Hanumanji is what? The word is strength only. Incomparable is the power of Hanumanji. Even Vali and Ravan put together can't be matching him. You know why? What is the biggest point in that actually? It's not only physical power. Both Vali and Ravan, they were not dharmic. It's very interesting if you analyze Ramayana characters. Vali had great power. He did not have an altar of surrender. Ravan had great power, had an altar of surrender, but his altar of surrender was not greater than him. So it's not enough to have an altar of surrender. My altar of surrender must be where I become zero. If I can't become zero, at least I am lesser than my altar of surrender. Ravan had great pride of his power and he wanted to disturb Shivji only. He is a Bhakta of Shivji. People say he is a great Bhakta of Shivji. A great Bhakta is one who will always bring happiness to his master, not bring sorrow and trouble to his master. Ravan took away the very palace and Lanka, everything. Palace was built by Vishwakarma for Hanuman, for Bhagwan Shiva and Mother Parvati, and they called Ravan to do the Graha Pravesh, and in Dakshina what did Ravan ask? That palace only. He lifted the whole Kailash to disturb Bhagwan Shiva. What kind of a devotee disturbs Bhagwan? So how is he great? So he had an altar, he surrenders to Lord Shiva, gets some boons, etc. also, but altar is not greater than him. That's why the strength is not that much. Hanumanji, complete. Zero is his identity. He says he wants to be known as what? Ramadutmay Matu Janaki. Oh Mother Janaki, I am Ramdut. The best identity of Hanumanji that he holds in his mind, that who am I? He says, I am Sevak of Ramji. I am a servant of Ram. That surrender is what is the greatest strength of Hanumanji. And that's why surrender and strength go together. And that's why when surrender is there, a person is capable of handling any challenges of life. If I have not surrendered to the right altar with the right attitude, dropping my ego, then there is some challenge in my surrender. Hanumanji is the best example of surrender and hence is the best example of strength also. And that's why here he says that, Natve tabhyam Hanumata samam tu iti matir mama. And then from that strength, all actions he has done, faced all kinds of challenges, overcome all of them, brought happiness to his master. So Bhagwan Ram enumerates all the other good qualities of Hanumanji, where he says, Shauryam. So he says that he is very brave, courageous. Dakshyam, very skilled, adept. People think bhakta hai to chalta hai, attitude is there, somehow, something, let us do. Kyun, hum to bhagat log hain. This word daksha comes even in 12th chapter of the Gita. One of the qualities that Bhagwan loves in a devotee is daksha. One has to be skilled and very, very, what we call, perfect in executing. Not hanky-panky, somehow do it. So Shauryam, Dakshyam, Balam, great strength, Dhairyam is fearlessness, Prajnata, and that is firmness. Naya Sadhanam, sagacity. Vikramascha, great actions that he has done, great work that he has done. Prabhava, his impact on others also is tremendous. He is a team player always. So, these qualities. This is actually in Uttarakhand where Bhagwan Ram is having satsang with great rishis and other courtiers. Everybody sitting there and this discussion is happening. And in that, Bhagwan even further goes ahead to say that actually, if Hanuman was not there, we would not have found Sita, and my Bhagwan's problem would not have been solved. And he was anyway heartbroken. He would not have become happy at all. So the point is, the one who has removed even problems of Bhagwan, we are praying to him, ki please help us, give us the strength to remove our problems. And so 8 verses, beautiful verses are these. And in these 8 verses, one prasang is taken up nicely. And through that prasang, we will understand many aspects of our spiritual sadhana also. And through that prasang, we will also understand what are the qualities that the mind requires to be strong, to overcome any inner or outer challenge. So 8 verses are here. 8 number has a great significance. So Sankat, Mochan, Hanuman and Ashtakam. So Hanuman literally means one whose pride has been destroyed. That's why surrender. Only through surrender, pride and ego is dropped. Hanu is this chin. And this chin is symbolic of, this chin, yeah. So this chin is symbolic of what? Ego. How is chin responsible for ego? It's a symbol. When we say, person who has a lot of ego, face is always up like that, looks down like that. One who has a broken chin, whose pride is broken, Hanuman. So man also is the pride. So Hanu has both the meanings, destroy also and chin also. So Hanuman, so the man is destroyed and who has a broken chin. That first verse will tell us how he got a broken chin. So we will take it up at that point. So Sankat, Mochan, Hanuman and Ashtakam. Ashtakam is 8. 8 number. What is the significance of 8 number? So in our 7th chapter in the Gita, it is said Ashtadha Prakriti. You were saying something. 8 number. Yeah, that is if in English we write 8 like that and then you reverse, then it symbolizes infinity. So in that way, true. In Sanskrit, we will write like this as 8. So we will come to that. 8 number symbolizes Ashtadha Prakriti. Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Kham Mano Buddhi Revacha. Ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakriti Ashtadha. In the Gita it comes. So 5 elements, then mind, intellect and ego. This constitutes the entire world. This is Ashtadha Prakriti. And this Ashtadha Prakriti is the power of Bhagavan himself. Maya Shakti it is. which appears as this entire universe. And so 8 is symbol of Prakriti, and that's why you have 18 as a significant number. So 18 chapters of the Gita, 18 verses of the Sthita Prajna, 18 Parvas in Mahabharat, 18 days of the Mahabharat war, many things, 18, 18, 18 will keep coming. 108 times we do the japa. So idea is what? From Ashtadha Prakriti, which is duality, we go towards non-duality, which is 1. In between comes 0. So how did that 1 appear as 8? Through the power of Maya. So Maya is 0. 0 is a unique number. 0 by itself does not have any value as though. But when it is added after any number, it will enhance the value of that number. So 0 is that Maya. By itself it is indescribable. It is that which makes the 1 appear as 8. And so in this world, when we are there going through these 8 factors, living in the world of duality, how to go from duality to non-duality, that's the journey of Hanuman Ashtakam. Sankat Mochan Hanuman Ashtakam. And how to live here in this world, facing all the challenges with great strength. That is Hanuman Ashtakam. And so, Tulsidas ji wrote this beautiful composition, and all verses at the end, what do they end with? Ko nahi janat hai jag mein kapi sankat mochana namati haro. Who does not know in this world that your name is Sankat Mochan? So Hanumanji is called Sankat Mochan, one who removes the problems of people. Again, remember, does not mean that Hanumanji removes all our problems. He actually gives us strength to deal with it, to overcome it. So we will just chant the first shloka today, and then next class we will take up the meaning. Anybody is a good singer here? She sings well, no? Okay, so we will ask her in the next class. बाल समय रवि भक्ष लियो तब तीनहु लोक भयो अंधियारो त्राहि सो त्रास भयो जग को यह संकट काहू सो जात न टारो देवन आनि करी बिनती तब छाड़ी दियो रवि कष्ट निवारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो. So बाल समय रवि भक्ष लियो. When he was a child, what did he do? He ate the sun. Then what happened? Tab tinahu loka bhayo andhiyaro. In the 3 worlds there was darkness. Tahi so tras bhayo jagako. Then the world was in trouble because sun is not there. Yah sankat kahu so jat nataro. Now who can overcome this problem? Suddenly sun has been eaten by Hanumanji only. You can't go anywhere else. He has to release the sun. Devana ani kari vinati tab. Then all the devatas came and said, please, you leave the Surya Devata. Chadi diyo rabi kashta nivaro. Then he released the sun and freed the world from all the problems. So who does not know that you are the one who helps people to get out of their problem? That's a simple translation. More of that we will take up in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.